Welcome to your daily astrology live chat where we go deep into the astrology of the day or the important astrology that we need to talk about that's coming or that's happened around us. Anything astrology we could talk about. I am going to review the astrological aspects and planetary movements and aspects and transits. If anything has happened today, we're going to go over it. I have the chart right in front of me. So please feel free to participate in the chat. You do have to be a subscriber of the channel to participate in the chat. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and then ring that notification bell so that you know when I go live, because I go live at all different times, 5 days a week. So yeah, just so that you'll know and you'll get the notification, you can join in the live chat. If you have personal questions for me, personal questions about your natal chart, or even questions that you'd like me to pull tarot cards for, because I always have my tarot here, please join the membership to the channel. Members only privilege to get that personal attention and be able to ask the personal questions. That's only adding on. I've never actually taken personal questions during these live chats. So really that's just an addition. And if you'd like it, then please do sign up for the membership. If not, feel free to participate in the chat. Of course, I will be responding to you. We're going to be talking about the astrology for the day. Often I will also notify you for goings on or what's going on the channel. On astrology motivation, I do week ahead astrology forecasts for each of the 12 zodiac signs. They come out Tuesday through Friday. And over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot, my premier channel, I do week ahead tarot card readings for each of the 12 zodiac signs. So tarot is on Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and astrology is on Born Without Boundaries Astrology Motivation. So two separate places. It's separate for two reasons. It's separate because uploading all of this content on one channel would make the channel explode, and I don't think the algorithm would even accept it. It just doesn't allow for that much content to be uploaded every single day. But also the YouTube algorithm is very particular, very strange. It doesn't do well separating different topics. It's very, very kind of tunnel vision. So it's better to separate the two different topics. I don't personally separate them. I always do astrology and tarot together, but the separation has come because I am working with a platform that doesn't do that. And so it was sort of necessitated by subject matter. And so in a way, even though it wouldn't be the way that I first chose to do it, it's actually helping me to dive deeper into the astrology. Because when I was doing the astrology at the beginning of the week ahead tarot readings, I really wasn't, I was do my maybe 5-6 minutes of the astrology. I wasn't able to get as deep and, give as many details. And over here, when I zero in and do weekly readings for each zodiac sign, I can really dive deep. I can get down to the nitty gritty. And so I really like that. I think that that's sort of the best thing for this channel, to help this channel grow, is to be able to really focus on the deep astrology and how it impacts each zodiac sign. And like I said, that'll come out every single week, each of the 12 zodiac signs, unless I'm on vacation. If I'm on vacation, it won't come out. But aside from that, it will come out. There's no more weekly astrology. I used to do a weekly astrology forecast, general energy. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'm just going to be doing the 12 zodiac videos. So I hope you enjoy them. Let's put it that way. I mean, I guess I could lump it all into one big video. I guess I could do that too. I guess I could. I don't know how well that would do or how easy that would be to use. It would be really cumbersome. I feel like this is a little bit easier, but I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes the way that the platform works is a mystery to me, and it's kind of a mystery to itself too. There's just a sense of, how would the algorithm, I don't know. It would have to be experimentation. I kind of like it how it is now. But I do want to be able to build up my channels so that I can take a vacation when I need it, because I have been on burnout a lot. If anybody's noticed that there's been a difference in me, it's the difference is exhaustion. The difference is that I just haven't, been well. I haven't been as healthy and vibrant as I usually like to be. because of exhaustion levels and work amounts. So I'm trying to build out evergreen material. I have a new channel. It's called Soothing Sounds for Sleep and Meditation. It's called Soothing Sounds for Sleep and Meditation. And if you want to find the channel, just go to this channel's banner. Just press home and see this main channel page, and you'll see under recommended channels, you'll just boop on the pink flower. If you see a pink flower, boop on it. Just boop on the pink flower and you'll get right to it. It's called Soothing Sounds for Sleep and Meditation. You could probably just search it on YouTube. I think it's at Soothing Sounds for You to Sleep. For the number 4, you, the letter U, to the number U, sleep. Soothing Sounds for You to Sleep. And that's the at handle that you can find it at. And if you go over there and you subscribe there, that's evergreen content. It's really just 4 to 6 hour long, 3 to 6 hour long videos of very simple, tranquil imagery with natural noises or white noise or ambient noise. And some of it's mixed. I have 2 different types there. I have one that's just the ambient noise, just the sound of the birds chirping, the sound of the water, or the sound of the fire crackling. And then I have another set where what's up? I have another set where it's those natural sounds integrated into really simple, gentle piano music or guitar music, or just really simple music to help soothe you, help sort of just pacify your mind for when you're meditating or when you want to get to sleep. I listen to the videos every night before I go to sleep. Like that's what helps put me to sleep. Is my favorite one is the fire crackling. I like sometimes I actually prefer the fire crackling just by itself, but I think the instrumentation sometimes just adds that little bit of sweetness to it. So I usually toggle between those. Those are my favorites. But other people prefer water sounds. Other people prefer the ocean sounds. Other people prefer the songs of the wind or the sounds of the birds chirping. And, I mean, depending on what time of the day, I love them all. It's been a wonderful experience to go outside and be listening and see what sounds I can capture. It's just actually really peaceful. So I'm enjoying the experience. So please go ahead and find that channel and definitely indulge yourself in the just beautiful sounds of nature that'll calm your mind and put your soul at ease. And you can just put it on as background music and, put it on for when you leave and you want the dogs to calm down. Maybe not the bird ones for the dogs, right? But just like that soothing sound of water in the background. Sometimes it's just what you need. If your mind is at ease, then you can exhale and just, relax a little bit. So what's up, Wilma? What's up? Hi. I like the breakup too. As soon as I listen to the tarot, I run over. Oh, well, thank you. That is wonderful. I'm so grateful. I am very, very grateful to you. So thank you so much. The astrology actually comes out before the tarot. That's how I've scheduled it. The astrology will come out before the tarot. So hopefully, but if you prefer to watch the tarot first, that's great. I'm very, 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 very grateful that you are listening to both of them. My words have not been coming out correctly. They just have, my mind has been like fried and it's been all over the place. What's up, Sid's dad? What's up? So yeah, please do join in the live chat if you're here. Trying to these little flies are all around. I have to have my window open. It's Texas in March, and it would appear that it gets hot as balls starting in March, which makes the summertime a joke. But I'd rather it be hot than cold. So what's up, Unique Me? I found, yes, you found me live for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, you found me live. I come live here a lot. On Born Without Boundaries Tarot, I go live once a week, twice a week for members. So over here, I come live all the time and everybody can chit chat with me. But if you want personal tarot questions and you want personal astrology questions, then then you have to have your badge. You have to have your membership, FYI, over here. But that's just something new that I'm offering if people are interested. You don't have to be interested. I'm happy just to talk to you. I'm feeling very weird right now. Please tell me what it is. once again, I'm not answering personal questions over here unless you are a member. So you would have to join the membership to the channel if you're asking a personal question. I don't know about, generally speaking, if there's a lot of weird stuff going on. There is a crunch in the sky right now. Let's go over the daily astrology. So maybe that would answer your question, right? We have Pluto still in Capricorn. So Pluto hasn't made any big moves. It's going to make a big move, but it's not, hasn't made any big moves yet. So let's go on to the clusters. So we have a cluster of energy in Pisces, and we have a cluster of energy in Aries. And if you are in any corresponding, and yeah, if you are in any corresponding signs. So if you are in any mutable signs, so if you are a Gemini, a Sagittarius, um, uh, I'm losing my brain, or a Virgo, this might be difficult energy for you. It may seem off because your energy would be squared to this cluster of energy that's in Pisces. If you are in the cardinal signs right now, that's Cancer, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn, you might be feeling a crunch or feeling tough, feeling like things are a little bit bumpy right now because there's a crunch of energy in Aries. So if you're in one of those 8 signs, it could feel like things are a little bit more difficult right now because the planets are at a poor angle to at least your sun sign. So like I said, check out the weekly astrology. Check out the week ahead astrology forecast because it goes into detail with each of the zodiac signs why this is happening. But if you are in one of those 8 signs I just mentioned, you very well could be feeling a crunch. Mutable signs, you're probably feeling a crunch with regards to like how you communicate your life purpose or what your life purpose is, or resistance to, maybe being your true authentic self, being able to communicate who that is. And cardinal signs, it's more just about moving forward and making progress and getting what you think you deserve, or like finally turning that corner from suffering to when is my prosperity coming. So that would be like the 2 different toggle points for these signs. Now, I mean, that's kind of what you're struggling with, mutables and cardinals. When it comes to fixed signs, I mean, listen, you had a real rough year last year, so it's not, it's not like, oh, poor me, right? You guys deserve the kind of rest right now that you're getting. In fixed signs, there's Uranus in Taurus, which could, depending on where your sun is, in Aquarius and Leo, or if you're Scorpio, in opposition. So there could be trouble with change for you guys. There could be trouble with, like, in other words, things are surprising you. Things are coming up and you don't understand why. You don't understand them. You weren't expecting it. You may not even have the know-how or experience to be able to deal with it. So there could be a little bit of that dissonance there. So it could be just dealing with the changes around you that you don't feel like you're in control of, because you really aren't. You really aren't in control of it. So that could be, it's just like sort of figuring out how to modulate or respond. We can't choose what comes at us in life, but we always can choose how we respond to it. And so it's sort of just like tempering yourself and calming yourself enough to realize that being reactionary never helps, and being able to apply the best of yourself every time, and just give yourself that extra 10-second break if you're feeling stressed out. I count to 10. I read a book years ago called Johnny Tremaine. It's an old book. I read it. I was forced to read it in middle school, and he was a very pop-offish person. And so when things get really tense for you, I always suggest what I learned reading Johnny Tremaine, and that is count to 10 before you respond, before you say anything. Just like swallow, so you don't open your mouth, swallow and count to 10, just to give your mind that little calm that it needs to not take things so personally, so you're not punching back, you're responding. You're not reacting, you're responding. And I think that is always really good advice that I could suggest to you too. Who are you people? I don't understand what's going on. I really don't understand what's going on. So hold on. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here and hanging with me, chilling with me. And let's go through the zodiac wheel, shall we? Um, the reason why there's not so many people on is because I am using up all of my YouTube only allows you 3 notifications a day. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I mean, I use up my notifications on my zodiacs now. So people probably aren't getting, I mean, whatever, they might not be getting notified. But if you catch me, you catch me. So we have in Pisces Saturn, Mercury, the Sun, and Neptune. Saturn is still at 0 degrees Pisces, um, um, and that is making Saturn sextile to the north node and trine to the south node, which is a really interesting position to be. It's a very sort of peacemaking, a sense of being, like I'm good with the past. I don't have to keep repeating it, but I can use it now to take me into the future and help me deal with those challenges that I'm going to face in the future. So that's kind of the harmony there. And I like that energy. We have Mercury at 12 degrees Pisces. So, um, Mercury is still a little bit off in Pisces. I'm not going to say it's not. I think the way that it communicates is intuition and music, really timing and rhythm. Mercury would do the best at dealing with Pisces. So this could be a very musical time, a very rhythmic time, a very intuitive time, and a very psychic time. We have the sun in Pisces, which is always a very creative period. It's almost sort of limitless, very wide open, wanting to learn and understand, and it's filled with faith, that energy. And then we have Neptune, which is at home in Pisces, very much so. It rules Pisces, and it's just kind of been sitting pretty there for a while, very, very comfortable in its own enigma. Neptune doesn't really ask questions. Neptune is the question. In Aries, we have Jupiter. Jupiter is a beautiful energy to have. It's sort of kind of, it could be very explosive and expect too many things to happen too quickly when it's in Aries, but it's also conjunct to Chiron, which means that there's a lot of learning, understanding, and knowing that comes from, what, how much have you suffered? Like, what have you given? How much have you hurt? What can you take from that hurt, and what can you learn from it and use it yourself to help grow and expand your life? And I think that that's what the question that Jupiter conjunct Chiron is asking. And then we have Venus, which is toward the end of Aries now. She is in detriment in Aries. This is her opposite sign. And so it's not the most comfortable energy for her, but she is extremely passionate. She's extremely sensual. She's extremely physical when she is in Aries. So attractiveness right now would be based on the physical self and improving your physical self and improving your physique, not in terms of surgery and stuff, but in terms of just getting healthy, taking care of yourself. I wouldn't even call it shallow, since it does require a form of energy to be put in it, and it does require some sort of work to be put in it. But she's very, very sexual when she's in Aries. And since she is also sextile to Mars, who rules Aries, there is a lot of increased sexual connection or energy, or this could translate into absolutely flirtation or an increased libido, all of those things when Venus is sextile to Mars. This is actually a really pleasant time to meet somebody new, though it will be a very physical connection. Doesn't mean that's all it has to be. Right? Uranus is still in Taurus, where it will stay for quite some time. I think another 3 years, or where are we? We're 2000. I think another 3 years. So it's there for a while. And Uranus and Taurus is just changing the game, changing things up, changing the institutions. And not, Uranus doesn't change things the way Pluto does. Pluto is the wrecking ball. It just comes in and is like, whatever. I'm not even asking questions. This is over. It's done. Uranus doesn't change things like that. Uranus changes things by exposing you to dynamic information that you can't deny. It's very intellectual, but it's such high, it's like Einstein level intellect. Einstein was a Pisces, by the way. But it's like Einstein level intellect. That's kind of what Uranus is. Uranus is I wouldn't say it's definitely outside of the box, but unlike Pisces, which is there is no box, Uranus is absolutely, I see where the box is, and I am intentionally outside of it, challenging the walls of those box, with all the information that I'm gathering. And that's what Uranus likes to do. It likes to make you question. It likes to prove the box incorrect. But it would do it through irrefutable evidence. So it's very logical, actually. Logical, not based on the traditional standards of logic, but the standards of logic of like the future of logic. It's very futuristic. It's sort of like the sci-fi of the zodiac. It's like it's inventive and creative, but it always boils back down to something that can be proven mathematically. Math and Uranus go hand in hand. They're very tight knit. Sort of the language of the universe. And then we have Mars. Mars is still in Gemini. Thank you so much, Kajal. God bless you for being on here. I'm so glad that you found it here. I'm so glad that you're here. And thank you so much for the rainbow. I love rainbows. Like I love nothing else. The rainbows are my logo. Like the spectrum is my logo. So thank you so much for that, Kajal. God bless you. And then we have Mars in Gemini. And Mars has been in Gemini for a while, and it'll be in Gemini through April. And Mars in Gemini is all about taking action through speaking, through talking, and it is sextile to Venus in Aries. So expect very flirtatious or verbal action with regards to your physical attraction. That could be texting, sexting. It could be whistling, commenting on somebody's looks, being very compliment. It doesn't have to be tacky, right? It could be just being very complimentary about how beautiful somebody is or how great somebody looks or something like that. This is sort of like the perfect time to be that way. And Mars is square to the Sun and Neptune. So it's really not taking no stuff. There's a sense of, in other words, don't try to be over flowery or too I was going to say elusive, but that's not the right word. But don't try to be overly poetic when you speak, or you would have problems or challenges if you're trying to be overly poetic when you speak. I think Mars in anything is blunt. Mars is not poetry. Venus can be very poetic, but not when she's in Aries. So there's a sense of, when it comes to sexual attraction, when it comes to your relationship, it's kind of better to speak respectfully, but plainly, as opposed to trying to be too flowery and too, it's just, I don't think that that's really what's turning Venus on right now. I just don't think it is. It's like the more blunt, the better, to be honest with you. But like I said, that doesn't have to mean tacky, right? That doesn't have to mean, like cat calls and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, this energy could drum that up, but tacky is tacky. It's more just like, wow, you look really beautiful today. Or, oh my God, I am so attracted to you right now. Or, holy crap, that's hot. That is just hot. Not in a creepy way, keep your distance, right? Don't touch people, but it's like a sense of sort of very straightforward expressions when it comes to your interest would go the farthest right now, FYI. So let me read what you guys have written. We have, what's up, Nura? Hey, Amanda. Love you too. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're liking that. I enjoy listening to the astrology first and the tarot after. Thank you so much, Sids, that I appreciate. Understand the environment first and how I feel about it. And that's what I tried to do with the Born Without Boundaries, with the week ahead tarot readings, is just like let people understand the astrology behind the energy that I'm picking up on. People didn't like it. Most people, I mean, and for the people who do, they can come over here and now get a much more in-depth reading, a much more in-depth understanding of all, and very specific. I get very specific in these weekly astrology forecasts. So I'm happy that I could do that for the people who really, really like it. And for the people who don't, now it's separate and you don't have to have one or the other. Yeah, but I do hope that you guys are still going over to the extendeds. That's just the best way to give to the channel is to watch the extendeds, because remember, I work hard on those and it feels good when people support them. And I honestly, if you asked me, if you honestly asked me what would I prefer, buy the extended or give a donation, I appreciate your donations, of course I do, absolutely. It comes from my heart, I love them, thank you. But I would always prefer people purchase the extendeds, because that's work that I've already done and I'm very proud of that work. And I think I would, if I could, I'd let everybody see it. So there's a sense of, I want you to see them. I want you to want to watch the extendeds because they're fantastic content, and they really, really, like, I could go into details for days, right? So they really, really dig down into those details that I like to share. And so that's my favorite way to contribute to the channel. I don't even have a PO box anymore. Like, you can't send me physical stuff, right? Donations, of course, are always welcome, but it's really the purchase of those extendeds that is my hard work, and really being able to share in that. I hope that you will partake in that. I have built out a clothing line that's over on my website. I'm just starting. It's little t-shirts and stuff with my glyphs on them, little water bottles. I'm focusing on summertime merchandise right now. Bucket hats to, help you fan your eyes or keep the sun out of your eyes, to help block the sun. Yeah, I'm working on like wife beaters. I have like sweatpants or comfort pants for men and for women. Just summertime stuff that's really fun to have. And then I have the manifestation journals as well. And I've built those out on Amazon. I have a KDP site, and all of this stuff is all over the web. And you can absolutely get to me through my link tree, which is always linked to my Instagram account. You can get to me through my website. You can get to me through the links that I post on this channel on the banner page. You can get right to my Amazon. It has a little Amazon logo. Just get right to it. The manifestation journals are for each zodiac sign. They go for 365 days. And they are very open. You can write anything in them, but they're guided. They're loosely guided in a way. I introduce it in the opening page to tell you my suggested way of using the book, and then however you want to use the book. But it's it's like 370 something pages of open space primarily, and then summary pages. And I love them. I think they're fantastic. And I just hope people will start using them and start purchasing them and noticing them. So, I have all of these things. I just don't know if everybody knows about them. Anyway, I don't mean for this to be an advertisement. I just wanted to let you guys know. The Scorpio extended was fire. Thank you, Wilma. God bless you. And thank you so much for, I'm glad. I love when people watch the extendeds, because I'm like, now I can have a full conversation with you, and because I know that you know the whole story. The new way you are putting it. Thank you, Kajal. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that. Hey, Diana, from what is it? From Millersville, Pennsylvania. Scorpio sun. Okay, Aquarius moon. God bless you. Taurus rising, Venus in Sagittarius. That's very playful. And Taurus rising is actually very, very attractive. Very attractive, very down to earth, very luxurious, very luxurious. People would definitely see you as a high class lady, as maybe even in some ways high maintenance. But I don't know, Taurus just kind of oozes, Taurus rising just kind of oozes the, I don't do cheap. Like it just kind of like and you may not be like that at all, but it would be what people think about you as soon as they meet you. Do you suggest watching sun or rising sign on your astrology page? Sun sign. Yeah, and thank you, because that's an extremely great question. It's all based on where your sun is. I am definitely basing all of this on where your sun is. If you know astrology really, really well, and I say the sun is sextile to Venus, then if you know astrology really well and you know where the sun is that I'm talking about, and your a rising sign is there, like if the sun is, if I'm saying the sun is between 10 and 20 degrees Gemini, and I'm saying that means it's sextile to whatever. It's not sextile to Venus, but say it was sextile to Venus. If you have your rising sign between 10 and 20 degrees Gemini, you know that it's about the same angle. It's about the same aspect to Venus, but it's not the same energy released. So you would have to be really good at astrology to superimpose and change all that around by yourself. When I'm speaking on the astrology, it is just for sun sign. It is sun sign. It is not moon sign. It is not rising sign. The tarot card readings are different because they are general energies focused on the energy for that sign, all the energy. So it's a sense of however it's playing out in your life. It could be for ascendant, it could be for moon, it could be for sun. It's just what that zodiac energy, what's happening with it, and the intuitive reading that is related to that. So very, very different, actually, very, very different pieces of content. When I would do the astrology, and maybe that's why people didn't like so much the astrology over on on the tarot cards. Maybe it was too general for them. It wasn't specific enough. And I know people who are really into astrology don't love generals. They love details. And so over here, I can fill that need for very detail oriented people who want to dig down into the angles and their effects. And over on tarot, it's more of a general reading, intuitive guidance that people can take and apply to their own lives. So that's a great question. I'm glad that you answered it. I've stepped it up. That's exceptional. Good for you. Thank you, Nura, and thank you for the rainbow. I love rainbows. Your 29 degree. What is this? Damn, 29 degrees. What degree? Okay, I'm 29 degrees Scorpio. Wow. So you're Sagittarius cusp. That's awesome. Your third decant Scorpio. Decants are just a division of 10. That's what a decant is, a division of 10. It's a unit of 10. And because each zodiac sign covers 30 degrees of the 360 degrees wheel, each of those 30 degrees can be divided into three separate parts. Then those are units of 10, 3 units of 10 in 30. So each of those is called a decant. And there's Scorpio 1, Scorpio 2, Scorpio 3. Scorpio 3s would be people who have their natal sun between 20 and 30 degrees Scorpio. So you are definitely a Scorpio 3. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh wow. So you are sextile Pluto right now. What a powerful time for you. Your natal sun is sextile current Pluto right now because current Pluto is at 29 degrees Capricorn. That is a very powerful time for you. And I would not be surprised if you are impacting people differently, because it means a sextile means opportunity, and Pluto opportunity means you could tear down the house. You could tear it up. This is your time to get rid of and let go of and let be done all of those things that are not serving you. You have a superpower to do that right now. You also have a superpower to see very clearly what is toxic and hopefully to stay away from it. Yeah, there you go. Sag cusp. Hi, Amanda. Libra readings blew me away this week. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Thank you so much. Thank you for explaining how to use your work. It's very helpful when you don't know how to. Yeah, I hope that it's obvious, but maybe it's not. I try to make it as clear as possible. But then I could spend 10 minutes talking about it. And in the tarot card readings, for example, I mean, people want me to just get right to what the cards say. So they don't really want a talk like this, right? So, very different audiences I'm coming to learn. Since I was always interested in both, I didn't realize that how different the audiences were. But they are very, very different audiences. People who are interested in astrology are not necessarily interested in tarot. And people who are interested in tarot, it's even less interest in astrology. Like people who are interested in astrology would be interested in tarot. You usually would at least, like, yeah, they're interested in tarot cards to a certain degree. But people who are interested in tarot are not necessarily interested in astrology at all, because people who are interested in tarot like those intuitive messages. They don't want the details. They want the details of the nitty-gritty of their social life. They don't want the details in terms of like the math or the angles or the energy exchange or why things happen. They don't want the academics. They want the intuitive guidance. That's what they want. So I'm starting to learn that. I didn't realize that because I was always interested in both. And so I always just did both of them together. Not that I thought they were the same thing, but that, I always just put them together in my brain. I always did them together. So I'm actually very happy to realize that, I'm just very happy to realize that that is not, that is not the case. And now I can sort of fix things that way. Yeah, I always love them both together too, but, and it's not even because of the audience that I stopped it, that I separated the two. It's because of the algorithm. It just, YouTube doesn't get it. And the algorithm is not designed for nuances. It can barely understand the fact that Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, that all of these things aren't separate topics. It can barely understand that. So it gets confused when I do a Scorpio tarot and then I do a Libra tarot. They're like, oh, well, these are two different topics. Who are we supposed to recommend you to? I mean, you can barely understand that. So, like, that's how it is. I was like, yeah, yeah. Kind of crazy. Learning little by little, I've learned more about myself and helped me to make changes. Agreed. Myself as well. That's what astrology has done for me. I love both as well. I find it just gives so much more to the overall experience. I do too. I agree with you. But at least now both is here and they're all me. Is it two separate channels? Yeah, but it's not two separate broadcasting networks, right? It's all Born Without Boundaries. It's all me. So, yeah. Yep. Building this out little by little, step by step, just building it out. And that's it. I think we kind of covered the day. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I hope you watch the readings that are coming out. I think they were very powerful readings today, and I expected that because of the astrology. So Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, very, very kind of tough. It wasn't the easiest energy, but powerful. Scorpio had a fantastic reading this week. I always love giving you guys good news. I always think you guys aren't going to believe me when I tell you the good news, but I always love giving it to you. And then tomorrow we have Cancer. Yeah, we have Cancer, Leo. Leo's reading, I think last week, was the best reading it was the happiest reading I've ever done for anyone. It was really beautiful. It's been really special for Leo. I think Leo needed the cool dip into the ocean that is Pisces. It needed that tranquility because it has just been too on fire and too like harsh. Like so many things have been happening to Leo. Leo had a really rough year last year. So I just think it's like, I'm really happy that it's in Pisces right now, where it can be just its creative self and its faithful self, and really kind of like bring warmth to a watery, chilly environment. It's like I think it's just really nice for it here right now. I like the energy for Leos right now. So anyway, I am going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me for this chit chat today. I will try to be on here tomorrow as well. I will be on Born Without Boundaries Tarot tomorrow for the Q&A sessions for public. I wasn't able to do it over the last couple of weeks because I have not been feeling the best. I just haven't. I just been having, but I'm okay. Like I'm okay. I just haven't been like I haven't had the energy level. So I will definitely try to be over there tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.